I speak to your mum? She asked. Huh? Can I speak to your mum? I am the mum. And I was thinking, what the hell is she on about? I'd rung up to book a party for my son for his birthday. I was speaking to the leisure centre to book him a swimming party, and the girl I was talking to had thought that I was the kid ringing up to book my own birthday party. This kind of thing happens to me a lot, and each time the whole "can I speak to your mum, I am the mum" thing happens, I'm transported back to the day I realised there was something a bit funny about the way I sound. It was a number of years ago. I was 14 and I was in a French lesson. We'd just been given access to the brand shiny new language laboratory, and we were recording ourselves talking about a film we'd seen in French, and then we were asked to listen back to ourselves to see if we could improve. When I hit play, I heard this voice talking about the film, and the voice was saying what I'd said, but it was a kid talking, and I just didn't know what was going on. I thought I had the wrong tape. It was a very weird experience until finally it dawned on me that the voice I was hearing was me. I was completely mortified. I couldn't believe it, and it was like this weird darkness kind of descended, and at that moment I realised there was something a bit funny about me, and I kind of vowed from then on that no one would ever kind of hear me. I'd hide away. I mean, I didn't become mute or anything, but I avoided situations and scenarios when I would have to talk in public. I never recorded my voice, so I would, I'd never leave a voicemail message. I still don't like doing that. And the idea of making a video or talking in public was just not even an option. Over the years, it just got worse and worse, where I was just kind of hiding more and more. There are some advantages to sounding little, like at a push. You can think of some. So for me, when I ring up somewhere, they know it's me, which can be an advantage, I guess. I'm really good at swearing. I reckon I could have a career in as a cartoon voiceover, maybe, if I so desired. But professionally, it's been a bit challenging, to say the least. Over the years, I've been sent to all kinds of elocution lessons. At work, I've been told so many times that I need more gravitas. When I was working in companies, they would kind of say, well, she's quite good at her job. She sounds little, but, she's good at what she does. And they sort of would justify. They'd have to almost explain me to clients, which was weird and made me feel really uncomfortable. I've been shipped off to these kind of King's Speech type elocution lessons where I've had to lay on the floor and do weird breathing exercises to try and harness some kind of inner Margaret Thatcher voice. And it's just become apparent to me that none of that stuff's really going to work, mainly because I can't really be bothered to think about how I sound every time I open my mouth. So this is kind of the way I sound, and this is me. But it does affect you. It affects your confidence if people are kind of questioning you or commenting on the way you sound or kind of undermining you for all those years. And when you become an entrepreneur and your business is you, this stuff kind of comes out. So when I started becoming a business coach a few years ago, I felt, that I just had a sense of not being good enough, although I knew I was good at the work I did and that I got clients' results, I felt a kind of lack of confidence, like I was hiding away, and not wanting to be visible or be seen or be different to anybody else. I've created brands that I've hid behind in an effort to not be seen by other people, and I've also fallen foul of the whole, use these words, use this blueprint, this pre-written script, and it'll get the results you want. And I've been like tempted by things like that because I felt like I needed somebody else's voice, that using their voice would be stronger than my own. Comparing myself to other people and sort of trying to be more like them has been really tempting. When you see other people being all kind of shiny and confident and loud, it's hard not to think that maybe you should be like that too. And the trouble is, I just can't get away with it. If I'm gonna be all like loud and bolshy and brash, it just doesn't. There's a disconnect. It doesn't work. So when I first began being a coach, I was kind of carrying my little voice around, almost like in a backpack, hiding it away and trying to pretend to be like somebody that I'm not, and just had this sense that something was missing, and that if I was ever going to grow, I'd need to do something differently. And although I was really good at helping my clients to be themselves and to stand out and create personal brands for their businesses, I just wasn't quite ready to do it for myself, because it was kind of something uncomfortable for me. And the thing is, if we're all the same, it's inauthentic and it's boring and it's just bland. And as a potential client, you look around and everyone just seems to be doing the same thing, and sometimes as a client, you're looking for something different that resonates a bit more personally with you. And I feel like it's such a shame if everyone's kind of doing the carbon copy thing and really not coming at their business from the heart or from a place of authenticity. And if you can't stand out, there's no reason for anyone to hire you. They'll just go with somebody who's got more experience or who's cheaper. You end up in a weird space where you're competing against other people rather than attracting your kind of people and being different. Instead, you're forced into a kind of a race to the bottom, and that's no fun for anybody. So with my business, I knew I had to do something to create a personal brand, and for ages I just didn't know what I was going to do, and it worried me. It was kind of annoying. I knew that something had to be different, but I just didn't know what it was going to be, until one day I had a conversation with a friend. She's a really good friend, and we often talk about business and marketing, and we have these kind of long, in-depth discussions. And because she was a friend, I think she felt able to say something to me about the fact that there is something different about me. She knew that I wouldn't be offended, except obviously I was, because just hearing her mention my voice, I just felt like I suddenly, like, the colour just drained from my face. I was like, what? No, I cannot go there. Was she mad? Because, why on earth would I mention my voice, let alone kind of make a thing out of it? I'd spent all these years trying to hide it. Why would I even go there and open myself up to kind of criticism or just people basically laughing in my face? I just couldn't do it. I was too scared. I just thought it was too much, and so I kind of sort of hurried her off the phone. I was like, yeah, gotta go, bye, and was pretty sure we'd never speak again, although that was probably a bit harsh. And we are still friends, but at the time, I was kind of mortified, and I just thought, oh no, I'm not going to go there. So it took me a while to calm down. I sought solace in my old friends Ben and Jerry, and after I'd kind of consumed my body weight in ice cream and really kind of calmed down about the whole thing, I just started to think, and then a quote came to mind, that the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. It's a quote by Joseph Campbell, and it really summed up for me the fact that there was this cave, and inside the cave is potentially my little voice, and I was so scared of going there, but I kind of knew that if I embraced this insecurity, this thing that made me different to everybody else, that I would be able to stand out from the crowd. And not only that, I'd start to be able to be more authentic and talk and write in my voice, rather than hiding it literally. I'd be able to create a personal brand that's completely unique and true to me. It took me a while, but a few weeks, and I closed my eyes eventually and just decided to take the leap. And one night I was lying in bed and this phrase came to mind, little voice, big business, and that was it. I knew that was the answer. Little voice, big business, and that would be my brand, and eventually my podcast too. And that putting it out there and facing up to it, and being really open about the fact that I have a little voice is actually has done me a lot of good personally. I don't feel like I have to hide it or pretend to be somebody else. But the fact that I also acknowledge this kind of littleness means that I now attract my kind of people. They maybe don't have a little voice exactly like mine, but my clients often feel little themselves, maybe because their business isn't as big as they'd like it to be, maybe because they have doubts and confidence issues that make them feel little. Maybe they're just finding it hard to attract the right kind of clients or to grow their businesses. But I often attract people where this idea of little really resonates with them, but they want to go big. They want a big business. So when I first decided to make the change, I was petrified. I felt like I was opening myself up to all kinds of criticism. And I remember actually when I recorded my podcast for the first time, that someone did actually leave a really mean comment saying that they hated my voice and was I putting it on. But that's been the only time. Unfortunately, that was like in week 1 of this whole transition. So, there may be people that think it's weird, but I just don't care. I've got used to it now. It's part of who I am, and it's part of my business. And since I decided to be myself in business and embrace the thing that makes me unique, I haven't really looked back. Now I'm fully booked with clients, and they're my kind of clients. They're my kind of people. They're the sort of people I'd be friends with, and it just feels so natural and easy. And I've grown a whole academy of lovely people who I help with their business, and the profit pack. They're called my profiteroles, and they're from all over the world, and they share this kind of, we just get on. It's just really nice, and I think they like working with me because of who I am and the fact that I am real and I'm me. And I've even written a book with the working title Little Me, Big Business, and it's all about how to go big in your business when your business is you and you are your business. So how do you scale and grow and make more money when it's just you? And so you can see that everything I've done is all about this kind of juxtaposition between little and big. So I've really incorporated it into my whole business. And I believe that when you're authentically you, good things happen. The right kind of people will be drawn to you. You can write and talk in your voice. It's just so much more natural. You're not wondering what to say and how to say it all the time, which quite frankly is exhausting. And you're also not drawn into comparing yourself as much to other people. You're able to be yourself and completely yourself, which is unique. Nobody's like you, nobody's done the things you've done the way you've done them, and nobody works in the way that you do. So may I suggest that if you are struggling to be heard or to stand out or to speak up in your business, that you try to embrace the things that make you unique and special, like I've done, because honestly I wouldn't change it now for the world. And if you would like some help or you want to share your story, then please comment below, because I'd love to hear from you. And here's to us all speaking up and standing out in business, because it makes the world a much more interesting place. Okay, well, thanks for listening to my story, and I look forward to talking with you all more soon. Bye.